Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Stephanie from the Farmhouse Mom, and I upload every Tuesday and Friday. In today's video, we are going to put up a little bit of Thanksgiving slash Christmas decor. We're going to do a couple of Thanksgiving crafts, and then I will show you what we had for dinner. So if you watched my video from last week, you might remember that I got a huge bag of Garland at the thrift store for $5. And when we brought it out and unrolled it, there was so much, we were able to put it all along the front of the porch, and it was so thick and so pretty. I was really pleased with it. And then we even had enough to put over the front of the door. I usually decorate the inside of the house on November 1st, very early, and then I really neglect the outside of the house. So this year, I want to make sure that we are doing it in layers. So we are just starting with a little bit of a natural element with some evergreens and some pine cones. And then that also will kind of take the pressure off. We can, just kind of add it every weekend as the mood kind of strikes. This year, I think I'm going to do a little bit more of a vintage kind of natural look. And then I also have some milk items that I've been thrifting over the summer since we are a dairy farm. I have a big metal milk jug that I want to refinish. And then I also got a couple of vintage milk crates that I think would look really cute to put some trees in. So I have a couple ideas for that. I also got this vintage garland made in the USA. When you see that, you know it's like at least from the 80s. And so we got this garland and we put it around the posts on the farm gate. And I was hoping that we would have enough to go like all the way up. You see, there's two sections of fence, but we did have enough for the posts and we had enough to kind of go halfway. So I'm just going to keep my eye out at the thrift stores. I'm sure I will find some more and we will finish the rest of it. But again, I thought it looked really cute and it's nice to just kind of do a little bit at a time. And then as inspiration strikes, you can add more. As we were driving up and the sun was hitting the tops of the trees, it was the most beautiful orange color. I just had to show you. It was so gorgeous. We are having a wonderful November. The weather is amazing. So after we were done with that, I came inside and we brought down all of the Christmas stuff. So last year I was decidedly unorganized. After Christmas was over, I just kind of shoved everything in tubs and just put it away in the attic. So I knew I wanted to take everything down and organize it. Both of my nieces have their own homes this year, so they do not have any Christmas decorations or ornaments. So I sorted everything into tubs. I got my vintage glass ornaments that I'm going to use, and then I did a tub of things that I wanted to use outside. And then everything that was left over, I am going to have either my nieces look through them and see if they want them, or we will donate them to the thrift store. Also, in that $5 bag of garland, we got this really thick, beautiful piece, and I tried wrapping it around, but it was just too much, and so I just kind of draped it, and I think that would look really cute with lights. Look at my little goat herd. Are they not so cute? So they love coming out of their pasture onto the second pasture. We call the second hill. And they just go crazy for the acorns. They will spend all day munching, munching, and they even go up to that gate and they will cry to be let out. They love the acorns so much. And that is exactly what we are doing. We are hunting for acorns as well. We also went down to the creek and I got a couple of cedar branches. I'm probably just going to use those outside this year. I put them up above my cabinets last year and I was picking up cedar for 6 months. So I am not going to have any real greenery inside. All right, this is my big turkey that I got for $5 at the thrift store last week. And you can see in the end what I wind up doing with him. This is a wreath that my sister gave me, and she gave me a huge bag of pine cones. The nursing home in her town was getting rid of all of their decorations, and I am crazy for old people stuff. So if it's in a thrift store or whatever, she asked if I wanted it, and I'm like, yes, I want it. So I took that wreath and I took apart a garland and glued it kind of around with some hot glue. and I put a couple of pine cones and some of our acorns that we collected, which, by the way, if you are using hot glue, I swear I went through probably 20 sticks of hot glue. That stuff goes so fast. So if you are sitting down for a craft, make sure you have enough hot glue. It takes so much. So this wreath I put above the stove and I thought it looked really cute, and I left it a little bit bare because I want to be able to put ornaments or ribbons or whatever on it when it's time for Christmas. I had a couple of wreaths that I got at JCPenney last year on clearance for like $3, and they really weren't my favorite. I'm not really big on super glittery stuff, but for $3 they were cute and I got them and used them. And I decided to take off all of the plastic ornaments and make those my pine cone wreaths. I laid out all of the pine cones on first on both of them to make sure that they had similar sizes and similar types of pine cones, and then I glued them all down. I wanted to put these on my front door, which is why I wanted them to be the same size. And I tried putting just the wreath on the hanger, and I feel like it looked too high. So then I went back and I hung it on the little string that was on the wreath. What do you guys think? Do you like the higher or do you like the lower where it's centered there in the middle of the door? I usually do hang it a little bit higher, but these I thought they looked really cute, just kind of centered there. So after I finished the wreaths, it was time to go teach my fitness class. And I don't teach my class year round. I usually kind of do it from April to November, December, just when it starts to get cold. And then I start to have babies. That's when I stop teaching fitness. So I went and taught my class, and then I came back and made dinner. I had some sourdough that was in the refrigerator, and I came home, turned the oven on, popped that in, and we just had a really simple dinner this evening. We probably have this at least once a week. We just do pork steak, and then I had some sauerkraut left over that I fermented from the garden this summer, and just some green beans. And sourdough bread is always so great, especially if you have boys and if you know for your husband. It's so great. It fills them up and it makes every dinner really nice. All right, now it's time for my big turkey. So I saw this on a YouTube channel called Pine and Prospect. There was a lovely lady named Andrea, and she had a big turkey and she spray painted it black. And then she did some rub and buff. So I had both of those things. So I thought I might give it a try. I do think that I put a little too much rub and buff on. It looked a little bit better, the parts that I didn't do quite so heavily. So I do think I will probably let it dry and I'll go back and kind of sand a little bit off or rub a little bit off. But I thought it looked pretty and I think it'll look really cute on the Thanksgiving table. I will see you guys Friday. I have something new to share with you. Nutrimel sent me a Bosch Universal Mixer and I'm so excited to start baking with it. And I can't wait to see you Friday with some delicious sourdough recipes. Have a great week.